All right, everyone, welcome back to today's video. We got part 2 on the fuel tanks itself. We're going to do mostly accessory work today, so things like the fuel vents, the work on the back channel, and the fuel senders. We'll take a look at the plates there. We are still missing some parts before we actually put the top on the tank, or actually the back channel on the tanks. So we hope to get those right before we go to AirVenture, and then we'll pause and see how quickly we can progress to close the tanks. But obviously at the end of AirVenture, we're already into August at that point. So it's going to go pretty quickly, and it's going to need to go pretty quickly as well in the next couple days. All right, it's accessory prep night, and what we're doing is we're just laying everything out for tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning it's gonna be nice and cool. I'll be rested, and we'll be able to zip through this because I have prepared. So you can see everything is scuffed. Everything's ready for a final acetone wipe here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these rear channels on, and except for that one will go on when the rear actually goes on. But all the other ones will get attached because they're not in the way for anything, and I'll be able to get both sides. The only thing to watch out for is this guy, which is 28. It's going to cover, but they're nice enough to leave a big enough hole for us. So these are going to go like this. So nice enough to leave a big enough hole for us, and we'll be able to get that done nicely that way as well. So I'll get these in place tomorrow, and then for the fuel tanks, the sump, I've got that positioned, so I've got that taped off. You can tell here I've got the sump itself, it's taped off so I don't get the fuel seal on the threads, and I've got the rivets ready for it as well in the cup. The same thing for the filler. I've got it prepped with some tape. I've got the rivets laying right there for it as well, so that is ready to go. My tools, of course, are all prepped, ready to go. My station here is basically ready. And then, yeah, the other tank, it's the same thing. I'm protecting that top edge from fuel sealant, so I don't have any interference with the rivets, but you can tell I've got the cup there ready to go. Same thing here. I'm protecting the top edge particularly, and then I've got the filler basically sitting there ready to go as well. You can tell the inside of the tanks, you guys haven't seen this before, the inside of the tanks actually look pretty good. I'll go ahead and do the rivet heads and all that here, and put another bead down just to have it nice and done. But I'll do that here in a couple days. And then for the fuel float itself, its sensors, I've got the plates taped off. I've got which one's the outside for each one. Got them laid out. Of course, we're going to do a little fuel sealant on this thing and get that ready to go. I've got all the parts laid out in the order of assembly. All right, a little bit of time has gone by, and as you can tell, that one is pretty good. The fuel cap sitting on the outside. I still got to clean it up a little bit. Clean it up. Inside of the tanks, I think I've shown you guys before. Looks pretty good. The other side, this is the fuel sump. This side, also looking good. Looking good. And there is one rivet right here that needs a little touch up next time I'm doing sealant. And of course I still have the end plate to worry about. I'm missing the parts. I'm missing a part right there. So that part should come in the next couple days. I saw it already in transit, and that's good. All right, the back channel, these are all set. Sometime this week I'll have to go back and do the underside as well. So I'll take care of those. And I get that done. Now, let's take a look at the fuel senders real quick. Those are sitting right here. And I had some fun with the left one because the grommet came out with the screw. So I had to go back and redo. But, yeah, I made a goopy mess. Outside looks like that. Inside looks like that. And the same thing for the other one. So that's good. I still have the parts for the outside. So washer, connector, washer, nut. And then for the inside, washer, terminal, washer, nut. And those are sitting there waiting. Fuel senders are just laying in a box right now, ready to get reattached, but I'm going to let that all dry for the next 24 hours before I even mess with connecting these last little bits, because they just need some 577 that will lock them into place. And then tomorrow I have the parts lined up for rib 23, which is the fuel vent. And what I've done here is I've made a little tape, not tape, but a little pigtail of saran wrap. And I did that because when these get fitted, they're supposed to go to the upmost portion of the rib. They're supposed to be like this, and knowing me, they're going to get messy, so I'm going to have a pigtail hanging down, and I'll be able to grab them through the fuel port, hopefully, and work that free. So that's the plan with that right now. We'll see if that holds up, but initially at least the goal is to keep the vent free, because the instructions say once this is connected, go ahead and goop it up all the way with fuel sealant and forget it ever existed. So that is going to make a pretty good mess, but I want to make sure the vent is at least clear when I do that work. And yeah, so I've got both sides sitting here on the table, which makes it nice, makes it a little bit easier to work on. And I'll do that little project tomorrow. Wednesday, I should get the missing 90-degree fittings that I need for this. My returns are missing the 90-degree fittings, so then I'll work on this rib maybe Wednesday night, and then get everything kind of gooped up, and then hopefully by the time Sunday hits, I can put water in the bottom of the tank, see how everything did, and then with comfort that this part is at least good, move on to the next part, which is putting the back on the tank, and then being done with fuel sealant for I don't know, a little while. At least I think it comes up again in the fuselage undercarriage. I think someone said I'll need it again for that portion, but other than that, this should be done pending any repairs that need to be done. All right, let's take a look at these fuel vents, see how they are. And that looks pretty good. So I still need to go back, obviously, and do some final gooping of the fitting. But right now, I at least have the main bulkhead fittings done, and I have the fuel vent aligned as well. I made sure that we had good alignment on that side. So this part is done for now, and we'll go back and do the rest later. All right, y'all, here's a quick tip on these fuel caps. So when you're setting them in, I set them in without the cap on, right? So I had no way of knowing what was the correct orientation for them to fit. So the easiest way to make sure they fit is if you do it without the cap on, north, south, east, west. If this ring is crooked, then your gas cap will mount crooked as well. You see how these lobes on the tank match the lobes on the gas cap? So make sure the lobes match if you want your gas caps to go on the right way. All right. Well, all right. So, where this video left off and where we are now, it's after AirVenture, and we actually got the backs on the fuel tanks, the channels, on last night. So both tanks are closed up, except for the fuel senders itself. We left that open just to let the whole tank cure, and to give us a place to look into the tank as well, just to do one last peek at how everything ended up there. I don't have video of the closing process. We actually set it up and forgot to actually click start on the time lapse. So that sucks. But I'll go ahead and post what I have in the August update, and we'll kind of talk about everything we have, and then hopefully by the time we have August done, we have some cool stuff as well. Sorry about the kind of rambling in this video. Kind of just stitched it together from what I had, and yeah, the August one should be a lot better for us. All right, thanks everyone.